Good morning. The Committee on Parole is reconvened. Today, your panel is Pearl Wise. To my left, Arabella, and to my right is Mr. Roche. Give us your name, please, and your DOC number.
Leon John Lewis, 464173.
All right, Mr. Leon, let me explain the process to you. I'm going to read some information in your record, and then we're going to have an interview. Your case was assigned to me, so I'll be interviewing first. After we complete, if we're going to ask the staff there to give us an update, Ms. Sandra, as to how you've been doing of late. That's important to the process, how you've been doing late. And then after we finish with our discussions, you do have some supporters. You have, I'm going to chop up these names, I'll tell you that now. Janae Jack, your brother, he will be speaking. You have Zaylin John Lewis, your niece, she will be speaking. And you have Gloria Talloway, your mother, and she will be speaking. And each one of you all will have 3 minutes to tell us what you want us to know. We're in the process now of reaching out to your victim. She also wants to participate in this process, and I'll let you, we'll announce it when we get them on. I'm going to go ahead and read the information to the records and start the interview. The name is Leon John Lewis. Your DOC number is 464173. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your offender class is listed as second. Your current offense is forcible rape. You were sentenced on October the 14th of 2010. Your sentence was 17 years DOC. Your parole date is listed as 1/26 of 23. You don't earn good time. And your full term date is listed as August the 14th of 2025. Is that correct?
August 14 of 25?
Yes, sir.
August 14?
Yes, sir. Your full term date is listed as August the 14th of 2025. That sounds correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. You were arrested on this offense on August the 15th of 2008. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What took so long to get to in the criminal justice process? What took so long?
I don't know, ma'am.
Were you in jail the whole time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You don't have no idea why it took so long to get a conviction. Okay. Okay. Tell us what happened.
Well, I come home one night, I was drinking one night, and I'm thinking it was her mama. And when I come to my senses, it was her.
Okay. All right. And that's what happened.
Yes, ma'am.
It was only one time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do want to inform you, as a part of this process, we reach out to the law enforcement community to get their opinion, and there is opposition to your early release. The young lady was age 12, and she was pregnant. You do know that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you still maintain to this panel today that it was a one-time thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you had an opportunity to take any sex offender treatment?
I was in the class in Cottonport, but the list was, I had listed in the class at Cottonport, but the list was long in DOC. So I got shipped from Cottonport to Allen, and I was trying to get in the class over there, and they had a long list as well.
Okay, so the answer is no, you have not had sex offender treatment.
No, ma'am.
Okay. I saw where you took victim awareness from May 17th of 21 to August the 9th of 21.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
did in victim awareness?
Ma'am.
Tell me about 3 things you learned in victim awareness.
There was, telling us, was teaching us how to,
What you learned? Tell me what you learned.
what I learned.
Mhm.
I'm kind of nervous now, It's
Oh,
my
it's okay.
first
It's
time
okay.
nervous.
I mean, when you went in class, there's some things you didn't know. When you got in the class, you can say, you know what, I didn't know that. So you learned something new. What did you learn? What was your takeaways?
Trying to, better myself, learning that what I did was wrong.
Mhm.
And, I regret.
Okay. So there was nothing about the impact of the crime on the victim, what they could be going through, that wasn't discussed in the class?
Yes, ma'am, I think it was.
I think it was, okay. Tell me about your drug history. What age did you start using drugs?
I want to say 17,
What about alcohol?
17.
What became your drug of choice? Did that night that you came in, what had you been using that night?
I was on marijuana and I was drinking.
What had you drank?
Ma'am,
What had you drank?
I was drinking gin.
Okay. Marijuana and gin.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Have you been told that you ought to have no contact with the victim?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Have you had contact with the victim?
No, ma'am.
I'm gonna ask you again. Have you had contact with the victim in any way, social media, in any kind of way? You reached
No,
out? But
no, I haven't.
have you mailed her a letter?
No, ma'am.
You reached out to her on Facebook?
No, ma'am.
You did not. You said you did not do that.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
There's some evidence in the record that says you have.
I have not.
Okay, all right. Thank you. That's your answer, and I accept that.
Yes, ma'am.
When I was reading your application for parole, you said, I learned my lesson. Tell me, what lesson did you learn?
I learned my lesson about being incarcerated. I've been away from my family. My mama and my fathers, they're getting up in age, and, they getting sick and everything, and I was like, I was out there trying to help help for them. So, my brothers, them, they was young when I left. And I left all that behind by a stupid decision that I made. And I regret that every day. My mom, she's sick, my father's sick. So I'm just trying to, just do the right thing so I get back home to them.
Thank you. All righty. We've just been notified that the victim is on the screen, so she's participating in the process, and we welcome you. Thank you for the courage to show up today. I appreciate it. You got your high set in 17?
I was 2 parts away from it. I was at Lafourche. And I got shipped up here. I was 2 parts away from it.
Okay, so what do you do every day now?
Well, I'm trying to see if they got if they have classes up here. If not, if I just try to get finish it wherever I can get in another high school class at.
Okay. Now tell us how long you've been in jail on this charge.
I've been in jail since 08, since 14 years.
14 years. And now you was in TWP in 19. What in transitional work, right? In 19?
No, ma'am.
You wasn't? Okay. You must have been housed at that facility, but you weren't in transitional work.
No, ma'am. I went to Lafourche Parish though.
No, I'm talking about tangible hope when you was in tangible hope.
Oh yes, ma'am. I was over there in 19.
Yeah, but when you were not in that work release program.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Because you just got it valued in December. So what kind of jobs have you had in the prison system since in these 14 years?
Working in the kitchens, buffing floors, doing hard jobs, garden. When I was in Allen, I was in prison industry. That's carpentry.
Mhm. Have you learned a trade? Have you had an opportunity to learn a trade?
Yes, ma'am.
What trade have you learned?
I know how to do carpentry and all that. A lot of carpentry I know how to do. I know how to wipe floors and all that.
Okay, all right. I do want to state on the record that you do have a very nice letter from the La Cruz Parish Sheriff's Office, dated 9/21 of 21. So you must have made a good impression while you were there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you do have 790 days of programming. That's a lot of programming. Call out the programs that had the most impact on you.
To me, the one that had the most impact on me was Thank You for a Change.
Okay, what did you learn? Thank you for a change.
Thank You for a Change is a class that it teaches you how to think before you act. Act before you act out. So I feel like that helped me a lot. That helped me because when I was out there, I never did thought. I just act before I thought. So by me taking that class, it showed me, you got to think about everything that you do because there's consequences behind it. And like I say, I wasn't doing that at first.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you have any children?
I have two.
What's the ages of your children?
My son is 15, and well, my daughter that's supposed to be for me, she's 15 as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So you have a 15-year-old daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
If we have some tools that we use to try to figure out how best to manage your case. One of them is called a needs assessment, and you came up high in education and in antisocial thinking. So I'm hoping that the thinking for a change is going to address that. But I do want to encourage you to go ahead and work toward that high set. Definitely. But you do also have to go tighter. Now you have some history of domestic abuse battery. Tell us about that. I think it was in 2005.
Yeah, I had went to jail because the female that I was dealing with, we had separated, but she started messing with one of my partners. So, that's why I went to jail for domestic abuse.
But you didn't think she should do that.
No,
you should have some input on who she dates after she dated you.
Well, it's not about me having input on who she dated. It's just like, that's my partner. The guy who she was messing with.
Okay. I heard you when you said it the first time. I heard you. If you had an opportunity to speak to your victim while you speak to us, what would you tell them?
I apologize. I'm sorry from the heart. I wish I never did what I did. I regret it every day. And I'm sincerely sorry for all the pain that I caused her, her family. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. That's all the questions I have. Anyone else?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. John Lewis.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. John Lewis, I'm going to advise you some laws of the state of Louisiana. First of all, in an official meeting of any state commission, board, or body, it is against the law to tell a lie. Say something that's untrue is actually a violation of Louisiana law when it's done before its official body. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a Facebook page?
I don't have a Facebook page.
And what I'm looking at right now is not your Facebook page.
I don't have a Facebook page that I never made one. More probably my brother's cousin more probably made one. I don't have none.
But even if you didn't, it's against the law to be incarcerated and on social media.
Well, I never knew that.
Do you have a cell phone in your possession?
No, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Roche. Any other questions? Ms. Sandra, what can you tell us about Mr. Leon?
Not much. He's only been here since December the 16th of 22. Just hired in as his in-dorm barber. That's the extent of it. We don't have anything else on him.
He's going to be the in-dorm barber?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, all righty.
Each
Yes,
of our dorms has their own barber in their dorm.
Okay. When you talk about his skills, he didn't mention barber. In your records, do you have any of his disciplinary information, his last DBs or anything?
No, ma'am. His previous facility did not send me anything except for his rap sheet. That's it.
All right, thank you. Leon, I forgot to ask you that. How many write-ups have you had in these 14 years?
I think my last write-up was in 2012.
And what was that for?
I had an aggravated this will be an aggravated work offense. I had got up late to go to work.
How many write-ups would you say you've had?
Ma'am?
How many write-ups would you say you've had in these 14 years?
I say about 3 of them. About three write-ups.
Right. That's real good, real good. Okay, so the questions we have, we're gonna let your speakers now. We can start with your brother, Mr. Jack. Mr. Jack, would you and tell us what you would like for us to know?
I'm Johniquis, speaking on behalf of my brother, Leon. He was a great role model. He kept the family together, and we just praying that he come home.
Thank you for your input.
Thank
you. Okay, go ahead. Okay, the niece is with you as well. You want her to let her speak now. Your niece.
I'm Zayalin. I'm his niece, speaking on his behalf. He was a great uncle. He was a great role model, and he kept our family together, and we just ready for him to come home.
Thank you. Thank you for your input.
Okay.
Miss Gloria, she in the same room? Oh, Miss Gloria, okay. We can't hear you, Miss Gloria.
Hold on, ma'am. I'm trying to find it out.
You got it. I can hear you now.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
What would you like us to know?
Well, like I said, ma'am, my son been gone for a long time. I'm speaking on behalf of Leon John Lewis. He is a great role model. You know, my other kids looked up to him and everything, but my son been gone for years from me. You know, and I'm just praying and hoping that he can come home. I got a lot of health issues. As a matter of fact, I'm on my way to the doctor right now.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. Thank you for
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Jolie Campbell. Miss Crandall? Miss Crandall, we would like to hear from you now. What would you like for us to know?
Nothing really. I just don't want him to contact me. I don't care if he get out today or just don't contact me. Just leave me alone. That's it. I don't care about none of this. I just want him to leave me alone. Him and the rest of his family, whatever.
Okay, Mayor, would you go ahead and state your name for the record?
Jolia Crandall.
Yes, thank you. All right, thank you, Mayor, for your participation today. We appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, so Mr. Leon, what would you like us to know before we vote?
Like I said, I'm just sorry for everything. You know, I'm just trying to get back home to my family and take care of them. You know, that's all I want to do.
All right, thank you. All right, the panel ready to vote? I'll be voting first. The case was assigned to me. Mr. Leon, your statements today did not always match the record. And she's not concerned about she's not against you in terms of getting out your freedom. And that's a thing, to not have victim opposition. You don't. She just want to be left alone. You've done enough to her. She want to be left alone. Whatever that means, and I believe you know. That's what she's asking. And I'm asking you to grant that. And don't let this go up because the law is on her side.
Yes, ma'am.
For me, today, my vote is to deny because of that. You do not have a sex offender treatment program. You do not have it. And that's it. That's going to be vital. You had a minor victim. I'd like to see you take victim awareness again. You had no awareness of the victim when I asked you. In that class that long, you had no awareness of it. And I also like to see you get some kind of trade so that you can stay out. And I see a need for substance abuse, long-term substance abuse treatment. But that is my vote. Mr. Roche?
Mr. John Lewis,
Yes, sir.
based upon the victim did oppose in the record that I have. The DA's office was opposed. Law enforcement was opposed. You have a history of violence. You've had no sex offender treatment. For all those reasons, I'm denying your request.
Thank you, Mr. Roche. Ms. Maribel?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. My vote is the same for the same reasons as my two colleagues.
Mr. Leon, your application for parole has been denied today. I encourage you to make applications so you can get moved to a place that offers that sex offender treatment. And I'd like for you to sit on the front row, really pay attention and really learn. But your parole has been denied today. Best wishes to you. This completes our business at Bayou. We thank you for accommodating us this morning. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Can't make it up. You can't make this stuff up. That, my friend, is a cockroach. A cockroach that really does I would say, go up there in the top. I'm just really grateful that that Miss Wise denied, because where she was going, I thought maybe she wouldn't, and I just have kind of lost trust, or faith in her. Even with the questions that she was asking, it was like, you know, this is what he said. He said, I thought it was, let's go to the exact quotes. I thought it was her mama. I came to my senses and realized it was her. She was 12 years old and pregnant. You know, I would love to know if they, you know, then I'm just so, it's like such a loss that such a thing can exist. what do you get, a 20-year sentence, and he's on parole at like what, 14? I think it's gonna be another 5 years till he's allowed parole again because of the new law. So he's gonna end up getting out, you know, at the completion of his sentence most likely, which is great. But again, why does a man like that only get 20 years? He's literally has done nothing. He is just, you know, the family calls in and says, this is not the first time we've heard this. We have heard this with the biggest cockroaches. I think this might be the third time. He was the glue to our family. How is that the glue to your family? And all the questions that were asked, what did you learn? He learned nothing. He couldn't even vocalize what it was that he learned. And he shows up as antisocial, which is the clinical word for sociopath. And then he gets a low Tiger score. I am so like this Tiger score thing that basically means low chance of reoffending. It's such a bogus score. It's like another problem we have with this system. The idea that these score charts can be created and then people will just follow them like blindly. Well, the chart says that he's a low Tiger. So what are you talking about? That man is not a low Tiger. He's a sociopath. It says antisocial and then low Tiger. How did those two connect? And then people follow it blindly. Like, you got to be so careful. Like, I think we've seen over and over and over again that, like, psychology and true crime, you can get two therapists, one for the defense, one for the prosecution, that are both experts that will both say whatever it is, right? Like, I don't know how these things work, but they are so flawed, and we see it, I think, in every, if not every, nearly every case that I can recall, where you have a cockroach where it will say they have a low Tiger, and also an excellent record. He only has 3 write-ups. If you had just heard this interview and not known, you would have been shocked. How do you only have 3 write-ups? How is that even possible? And that's a lot for a cockroach. Usually they have 0. And he does have a Facebook page, by the way. It has his name and then in quotations, Little Doogie. And I confirmed it's him because one of the women in support for him is his friend. So he does have a Facebook page. And I don't know where they're going with the phone, but I fully believe he was contacting her. And I love what Mr. O'Shea said. And then I got like excited. I'm like, is he going to call him out on a lie and then throw more years at him for lying? Like, I don't know if they can do that, but I was like, yes, go. But it didn't happen. It's scary. He's going to be out in society again, and you know he's going to reoffend. I mean, that person, he has no concept. He has no understanding of what he did, of how sick it was. And they just throw a 20-year sentence because they don't want to go to trial. But stop doing it. You're kicking the ball down the road. You're putting your head in the bloody sand because he's going to go out there and he's going to hurt another child. How can you as a prosecutor live with yourself like that? Because it's easy? Because, okay, sign the papers, get 20 years. And, you know, I don't need to worry about you in 20 years. They have in the writing that the DA was opposed. Well, how come the DA didn't show up? We see DAs show up over and over and over again to someone who served 40 years for a possession charge. They will show up to keep them in prison. But all the DA did was wrote that he was opposed. He doesn't show up, or she doesn't show up to say, make sure that this cockroach stays in prison. I mean, he was up on parole like what, like 12 years into a 20-year sentence? We saw it last night where the DA they play a lot of games. It really is. It's a political thing. The guy who went from death row to getting paroled, and the DA didn't show up. But then they went on the news and said that they were appalled at the decision, but they didn't show up. It's they need to get called out for this stuff. They really do. You need to protect the society that's here, right? You need to protect our children, the most vulnerable in our society. By keeping someone who was arrested in the 90s on a possession charge that got a 50-year sentence is not protecting us, sir. No amount of courses will change that cockroach, it will only, if anything, if there's anything he can get out of it, it would only be to become more manipulative. The one positive thing about this cockroach is that he's not the most dangerous because he's not sophisticated. We have seen very sophisticated, very manipulative, very clever cockroaches here. Those are the scariest. This one does not check any of those boxes. He's got none of it. But apparently he's a glue that holds together the family that he has. What did he learn from his? There was nothing. It was like, he was only upset he got caught. That was the only thing he learned. He was upset he got caught. Anyways, with that, I'm done and I'll let you go.